Hello everyone. Happy catalog day, I guess. Anyway, I was up cleaning the attic a little bit today, or earlier today when I got home from work, and I came across a box I have not seen in a while. Everybody seems to kind of like this funky older stuff that I have, so this definitely fits into that category. So go down here and grab that box there. Who remembers Red Caboose? I do. So one of the major reasons I got this guy is, see there on the bottom, Longmont, Colorado. That's about 20 miles north of the Metro Denver area. So it's a local company, and I kind of like these things. So stand by here. I'll show you what I found inside that box. A Western Pacific GP9. Coupler's horrible, but you got fixed pilots. This is an extremely well detailed locomotive, by the way. It's 100% plastic, so not a whole lot of pulling power or anything, but it'll pull 10 to 15 Weaver cars, real light stuff, you know. But yeah, this guy is super detailed. So look at all your grab irons there, plastic chain, coupler cut bar, MU hoses, air hose, everything. You got your separate windshield wipers up there, window shades for the cab. If I get my fat finger in there, your windows actually open and close, as you can see there. Every grab iron is separate. Pretty good detail. Nothing's really see-through, but come around the back here. Look at that old school ratcheting emergency brake and the detail on it. That's pretty cool in my opinion. The safety tread on all the walkways. Scale drainage holes on your steps there, and every one appears to be separate like it would be in real life. Fans all spin there. Let's see if I can. There, you can kind of see it going there. Even the dynamic brake fan. Cutouts for a smoke unit, although it does not have one. Those fans spin as well. Look at all your separate grabs back here. Yeah, everything is separate on this locomotive. Everything. So these things were kind of set up. Oh, they're popping out there. These things were kind of set up like the original Weaver three-rail diesels. You have a horizontal motor right about here. Drive shafts going to a transmission, and then chain driven to make these all-wheel drive. This one, the original motor crapped a few years after I got it, so I'm really going to date myself here. I did a P&D Hobby repower kit for one of these. That included a Pitman motor with dual flywheels, little upgrades on the transmissions, and it uses a metal chain versus a plastic chain. It also included these brass trucks. Take a look at the detail on these trucks. This thing pretty much is a two-rail model that had a rectifier thrown in it and converted to 3-rail basically. These will run AC/DC, so you can run it either way on 3-rail. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, you really don't see these too much. I've got a couple of them. I got this one. I know I got a New York Central. I think the New York Central might have had one of the chains for the transmission brake, and that might be why it's in its box somewhere. But I know this one works. The couplers are plastic and stick out horribly. But you know, like I said, with that fixed pilot there, it still makes it pretty cool. These guys, like the original Weaver RS3s that were horizontal drive and had fixed pilots, this has to have a minimum of 042. No compromises, trust me. But I hope it comes across in the video. This is probably one of the finest factory applied paint schemes I have ever seen on a locomotive. Even though it's all plastic, it doesn't lend you to believe it's all plastic, if that makes sense. But yeah, I mean, the paint, the lines, everything is just perfect on this thing. Pretty close to prototypical. Most of these Western Pacific GP9s, if any, well, I know there's a few guys out there that really like Western Pacific, but this would have been one giant single headlight. This could have been as delivered, like right after they got it, but it sure wouldn't have been this way too long. But you got, let me see here, you got rivet detail up here, separate lift rings everywhere. Like I said, it's all plastic, but it's held up pretty well. I do see these pop up for sale every now and again. One of my local shops that I was at recently, well, my only local shop, that's where I get my frying bacon smoke fluid. He had one of these, a Western Pacific. So, and it was 731, so I didn't buy it because I knew that was the same number I had. He only made one number. But yeah, if it would have been a Santa Fe or something, I would have been all over it. And I've always liked this early Western Pacific paint scheme. I wasn't a real fan of the Perlman green that came later in life, and that actually was named after the guy that took over the Western Pacific, the dude that came over from New York Central, Alfred Perlman. So that's why it was Perlman green. But anyway, pretty damn cool. I like they aren't lighted, but you got separate marker lights up there with their own lenses. Number boards aren't lit, but they're obviously separate as well. And just everything on this, like the sills, I mean, look how thin everything is. I mean, this really looks like a GP9. It's one of the most detailed ones that I've seen. So, pretty cool. But here, we can make her go up and down a little bit here. Very smooth. And the dual flywheels make it coast pretty good as well. Directional headlights. I want to say this was early 90s, maybe the mid 90s. Directional light there. But yeah, pretty cool little unit. Anyway, I just thought I'd share this guy because I figured a majority of you have probably never seen this. So, there you go. A Red Caboose GP9. From right here in the Centennial State. Anywho, you all have a good evening, and I will catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.